a KSL Sports Beat presentation. Game Night Live kicks off now. Presented by Subway Restaurants. Subway, where the winners eat.
Thanks for watching Game Night Live. We're from Layton High School tonight, where the Layton Lancers will take on the Northridge Knights. We've got blue versus red, a little version of the blue and red rivalry here in Layton. Non-region play continues around the state tonight, including this matchup and many others. Coming up at 7 o'clock, we will broadcast this game between the Lancers and Knights live on KSL.com. This is one of several great games throughout the state tonight. Let's take a closer look at the top 5 matchups tonight. And we'll start with this one. It's about as big as it gets. Bingham will host Bishop Gorman from Las Vegas, the #1 ranked team in the entire country by USA Today computer rankings. Bingham is ranked 7th in the country by the computers. This is a rematch from last season that went to overtime before Bishop Gorman pulled out a victory at home. We'll have more on this game with national interest later in the show. Jordan will host Pleasant Grove tonight. Jordan hasn't skipped a beat after the graduation of Austin Kofensis. Senior Drew Lisk has been outstanding at quarterback. Spencer Curtis has some of the best receiver stats in the country, and the Beat Diggers are lighting up the scoreboard once again. Pleasant Grove suffered a humbling defeat last Friday in Loomis, California, shut out by Del Oro, 41-0. The Vikings had an impressive win in Week 1 against Corner Canyon and will be looking to rebuild their confidence against a top 5 opponent. Tonight on K-Jazz, a rematch of last year's 5A semifinals. #2 Brighton will host American Fork. The Bengals survived a scare last Friday on the road against Fremont. Hunter Albert stepped in for the injured Jude Jensen and was solid, leading the Bengals offense. American Fork lost a heartbreaker last Saturday to Taysom Hill's alma mater, the Highland Rams of Pocatello, Idaho. Brighton seeking revenge after the Cavemen crushed them and their state title hopes on the turf of Rice-Eccles Stadium last season. Another crosstown rivalry, this one in Cache Valley. Logan and Mountain Crest are no longer in the same region or classification, but that doesn't matter tonight. This rivalry has been as intense as any in the state over the years. Mountain Crest is off to a 2-0 start for the first time since 2008 after crushing Bear River last Friday, 49-13. Logan, they suffered a humbling defeat to another Cache Valley rival, Skyview. The Grizzlies desperately want to avoid getting swept by all the Cache Valley teams. And that brings us to this rivalry. And as you can tell, everybody here is fired up for this one. They look forward to this all year. Northridge versus Layton. The Lancers can go to 3-0 for the first time since 1987. Northridge, though, they've won 6 in a row in this rivalry. Rod previews the 24th meeting between these two schools.
We were a little disappointed that our region changed and we were going to be playing them, but then when we heard that we had the preseason game with them, we were all stoked. It's all of our senior years, and we didn't want to miss out one last rival game. Growing up with them and playing them like all our lives and just having just our friends over there, and we all hang out sometimes and stuff, but once it gets on the football field, then it just changes to that rivalry.
Being less than 4 miles apart and having lifelong friends on both sides, there is no shortage of conversation, which includes Northridge's 6-game winning streak over their buddies from Layton.
It's definitely a difficult thing to take down because, you know, you have friends that go to that school talking about, oh, it's about to be 7 years in a row and just all this smack. And I'm just like, let them talk, guys. Let's just practice hard and just show up on the field and show them why they shouldn't have talked, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks being on the bottom, but, I mean, especially when you got friends over there always talking to you and saying, hey, we beat you this and that. But, you know, this year, hopefully it's going to be a little bit different.
Really, really good for us to go against these guys. You know, it's really our first big test. It's always fun to always go up there or them coming down here and just pounding out and see who win. And hopefully we come out with the W. You know, if they win, congrats to them. But I'm pretty confident that we'll win this one.
Both teams are feeling pretty good about themselves, both 2-0.
I think it's for us, you know, starting off the season 2-0. Nobody wants to get that first loss, especially not against your rival. So that's for sure. Of course, bragging rights, you know, for the next year. I think it's like, 18 wins last 20 years. So I'm excited. I think the team is too. We're pretty confident in ourselves. Not overconfident, but we just believe that when we play our game that, you know, nobody can really beat us.
Layton's margin of victory is an average of 25 in the first two.
Our run game's working really good, but the pass game's coming. I'm telling y'all, the pass game's gonna come out. We got Julian, Coy, Jaron, 3-year starters coming out. We haven't even used them yet. They have 6 years on us. And this is the year that's gonna end.
Now we welcome both coaches to the set for Game Night Live. Eric Thompson in his 12th year at Northridge. It's been that long?
Time flies by fast, yeah.
Coach Batchelor, you've been 11 years at Layton.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just flown by. I've been talking to you guys for years now. It's great to have you on set and on Game Night Live. Well, Coach Thompson, I'll start with you. We were worried this rivalry would go away with the recent change in realignment, but you made it happen. How important is this rivalry to your school?
Oh, yeah. Coach Batchelor and I got together and made sure this game happened. I think it's really important to the school and the fans, and it's been, in my estimation, the best rivalry in the state. Crazy games and, a lot of fun, and it's really about the, the student body and the kids. We got a unique rivalry here where the kids, it's really intense on the field, but they grow up going to school together. They really care about each other. They'll hug each other after. I think it's a really healthy, good rivalry, and we're excited to be a part of it still.
And Coach Batchelor, when you told your kids that you would play this game after all in the non-region schedule, what was their reaction?
They were excited. It was good for Coach Thompson to agree to come back to our place because they came over here and played for us last year. So it was gracious for him to come on back. But it's one of those rivalries you just can't beat. It's like Coach said, the kids, they grow up together. They play Little League together. Shoot, they hang out together on the weekends. So they're pretty close, so they like it.
Coach Batchelor, it's been 6 years now since you got these guys. How hungry is your team? I know off to a great start to get this game tonight and end that streak.
Yeah, it's been some wild 6 years. There's several overtimes, even I think a double overtime or two, but it always comes down to the last play of the game usually, and within 1 or 2 points. So yeah, our kids are pretty hungry. They figure they're due.
I'm sure your kids take a lot of pride in that streak.
Oh, yeah, it's become, something they take a lot of pride in, and no one wants to be the one to let go of that streak. But, really, both teams got a lot of good players, and the players are going to decide this game, and sometimes it's a little nerve-wracking as a coach to go through it. But, it's after the game, it's a real exciting one to be a part of, and hopefully we can pull one out again.
Coach, I remember your teams with Carl the Truth Williams.
Yeah.
Those were some good teams back then. You made that run to the state championship game a few years ago. You haven't been off to a 3-0 start, though, since 1987. And this is a big game for you guys to get to that mark.
Yeah, I think it is. I think our kids just want to approach it just like everybody does, one game at a time, just not look by anybody, because you have to respect everyone, because if, with high school football, if you look by somebody, they're going to beat you, and we can't look by anybody, so it's just one game at a time.
Coach Thompson, you guys are also off to 2-0 start, and you got a pretty good quarterback. Drew Perkins is playing really well right now. Tell us about him.
He's a great kid. He was our best wide receiver in safety last year. He's played quarterback most of his life, so we, moved him back. But, he's a better person than he is athlete, and that's saying a lot. And so, we really feel, he's clutch and pressure, and if we're going to have a chance to win tonight, it's going to be because of him.
Coach Batchelor, you got a player that a lot of University of Utah fans will be watching tonight, Julian Blackman. Does it for you both ways. Tell me about him and the kind of player he is, obviously going to play at the next level.
Yeah, he's a special player. He is so talented that, in the first 2 games, we've really had our run game going, and we really haven't got him the ball only but a few times. And so I don't think everybody's really seen what he's capable of doing. But, if they stop our run tonight, we're going to have to try to get the ball to him a little bit more.
You going to throw his way? That's probably not in the game plan, right? If you watch film about him, what do you notice about him?
Oh, yeah, we've played him. I mean, he started here for 3 years. We're well aware of how good he is, and so we're going to do everything we can to give our corners help and where he's at. At the same time, they got a great quarterback and a great running game. So really, Layton's loaded up, and it'll be a great challenge for us. If we can win this game, we'll know we're a good team.
And Coach, what do you got to do to slow them down offensively?
Well, their quarterback and their one running back, they're fast, and they just make plays. If you're not ready to go and you're not doing your assignment, those 2 guys will beat you bad.
Well, can't wait to get this going. It's so great to see this rivalry continue. It's awesome you guys are keeping it up. Coach Batchelor,
thank you very much.
Good luck tonight. Coach Thompson,
Thanks, Jeremiah.
Good luck. Can't wait to see this game, and the show's going to continue. You guys ready? I like the enthusiasm. We're excited. Coming up next on Game Night Live, a big game between Bingham and Bishop Gorman. And Woods Cross safety and running back Braxton Gunther is one of the best players in the state. But you'll be surprised to learn just how much he's had to overcome to get there. Game Night Live continues from Layton High School after this.